Hello and welcome to our next match in the 25th anniversary pod racing tournament. Here in the lower bracket, losers side, we have DA Racer versus Ram of Pluto. Joining me today on commentary is the one and only Radiant Variant. Welcome.
Pleasure to be here with you on an early bird for me, and from what I've heard, it's a late night for you.
Yes, it is.
Oh boy.
It'll be quite a match. So we did already have the players countdown. Go ahead and get started. Just because we wanted to kind of get things rolling as swiftly as possible. Here in a moment, we should see things moving along. Hope DA restarts here soon.
Gear up with some
Or
fast, gear up with some fast
was that?
races for some
Oh, that
breakfast.
was an actual start, I think. Okay.
An actual start taking the statue jump. That's
Yeah, that was
interesting.
very curious. So yeah, this matchup. DA definitely on paper the favorite between these two. He's got a lot more experience than Ram on pretty much the entire game. But Ram has been doing pretty good for themselves in this up and coming kind of newbie status. Been doing some decent times learning the game. So hopefully we can see ourselves a really quality match today.
Is Ram a first timer? I don't quite remember.
Yes. Ram
Not that.
is new to the community soon before this tournament. Also, DA taking a death there. So
Oh,
that lead that he had is mostly nullified.
nullified. It looks like it's about to be gone.
Oh, it's gone. And Ram jumping over that section of
Wow!
wall.
I didn't know you could make that jump.
That's pretty incredible. Hopefully DA keeps his head in the game here. He is clearly faster by around 3 to 4 seconds per lap, so he just has to not die more than 3 to 4 times, and he should be fine. But taking 2 deaths really early on is not usually very good on your mindset, especially when you don't know how good your opponent is doing, or how good your opponent really is in the case of Ram, since there's so little known about it.
Anonymity can be a strength in this case. And right now, looking like it's paying off for Ram,
Yeah, they
heading back
are
towards the
pretty
pillars.
even here. Ooh. And that's not what you want to see if you're hoping for an upset here.
Uh-oh.
And they're both.
Oh boy!
Is this the trick that Drippy was telling me that they agreed to do? Is that what they were? Is that what he was talking about before the match? Yeah, before the match, he said that they had a gentleman's agreement to do some trick that he called practically RNG, and I think it must
Oh
be
no!
that jump that was happening at the start there. He didn't tell me what they were planning on doing, but that's the only thing I can assume that he meant.
Another couple of crashes. Day on the ice lake and moving towards the cavern.
Yep, DA
Ram.
coming up towards the last sections here. A few places that he can still die, but I think he's more than a death ahead of Ram now, so this should be DA's to clean up house with.
Yep. Closes in on the start finish statue
Yep,
and takes it with looks like a fire finish.
Yeah, with a 259, which is going to be a tournament PB for Droopy, but not much more than that. Let's see here. Ram putting in the comments "yeet." I think that's a very fitting response to that.
I mean, hey, it's entertaining, so either way, I'm not going to be disappointed with it.
No, yeah, I'm okay with it.
And taking the whole shot for this round is Droopy. Moving to the permabands. Looks like Ram is selecting Doug Derby. DA responding with his ever-present hatred of vengeance.
An unwarranted hatred, if you ask me.
Agreed. Personally agreed. Ram responding with another Uvo course off the list, an Executioner.
Yeah. Who wants consistent tracks anyways? We'll just take those off the table. We like excitement here.
Now you're thinking like an amateur. And what track will DA ban in response? The Gauntlet. Uvo 4 has been eliminated from the galaxy. Use
Yeah.
on Bong War style.
There is no Uvo 4 today, which also means that we will not be seeing RamOfPluto's pod that he's currently surveying, Toy Dampener, given that Toy is the track favorite on Executioner. Ram temp banning Bull's Roar.
All right.
That was a good ban back in the day when we had the no upgrades pick.
Yeah, apparently that became too much of a road trip.
I hope it comes back. I quite enjoy it.
Wouldn't mind it on the small tracks.
Should be
Mongaza
deciding to
Speedway.
temp ban MGS, whereas some would say MSW.
Yes, I was hoping someone would bring up the MSWs. Oh, a track
Okay.
favorite force right off the bat? Indeed.
Looks like we got Dethrone's Revenge with Odie Mandrell.
Oh no, Odie Mandrell.
This is what I would like to call a very relaxed pick. Dethrones is in itself not a hard track, and Odie is not a hard pod to drive, so like it's just there. No upgrades plus track favorite. How about we swap out track favorite for no upgrades? Go back to the olden ways instead of having both. I can't even imagine what that'd be like. Yes, let us have both.
You definitely could just stack them. I feel like
Oh
it
no,
would make for some interesting
you
picks.
can stack them. I'm just saying I don't want to. Oh my word, Gauntlet would be awful.
That's putting it lightly, my friend. God, and you guys got on Gauntlet. Oh,
FMR would also be quite awful. Having to deal
FMR
with
is what?
EB.
EB?
Yeah, the whole time.
I don't think that's bad. EB at least
It's
cools
bad
down.
because of how long it would take. It'd be awful.
This is true.
Alright.
But at least with EB you have a cooling stat. With Gasgano on Gauntlet, you just have a heating stat.
Yeah, this is true. I don't like RamOfPluto's current driving with Odie here. Losing a lot of opportunities to be boosting, which is not good on a track that you're not liable to die on very much. So any consistency question is not as helpful here. You're going to see DA is going to take a lot more heat through sections that it is important to use that heat on, especially at minor point.
There are a lot of spots on this board where you could actually sneak in a bit of boost out of nowhere just to make sure you're not underheating. From my experience in the bottom challenges, there are some portions of the track where you'll come in at high heat, but with the decay, you'll be able to get a few more boosts off.
Yeah, you can do that. In the correct context, that certainly can be helpful. And I would say in this context, if you're kind of lacking confidence in your driving, then you certainly want to do something like that.
Yeah.
In general, you would say that would be negative to do, but when you're looking at Ram's current heat usage, you'd be like, all right, if you can just get out a boost in a section that you're not throwing away your chances of surviving, it's probably a good thing to do.
Agreed. Like the end of that section during the launch ramp, generally you have like one window to boost. If you go too late, you run that risk of grinding into the wall and getting fragged.
Yeah, certainly. All right, so there was a countdown given on our pack in here, so it shouldn't be too long here before we see them both restart.
I was going to say,
taking full advantage of that pack this time.
While you were talking, I was going to say, if you're well, you weren't a fan of Odie's driving. I'm like, is anyone a fan of Odie's driving person?
Oh, come on now. Odie's pretty. He's just slow. Like he's not bad at driving. He's just slow.
Like, I guess I'll give you that one. I'm not a fan of him, but he's better than Clegg. He's better than Clegg.
Eh, I
Not
don't know
a
what do you have against Clegg? He's like Diet Ben,
journalism.
but he just has higher traction. Journalism. What does that have to do with anything?
It's an in joke with some of my buddies. They always, because they know he's Clegg's a journalist, they call all of his races journalist mode.
Boy.
Anyway, we are back into it. Both of our racers on the open portion of the course. I
Yeah,
very
you can
much doubt we'll be
see.
seeing.
Go ahead.
Very much doubt we'll be seeing any of the strats where they go on top of the cage.
No, certainly
Probably for the
not.
better.
It would be quite foolish to go up there, even if you're really good at it. It's not worth the risk reward in any tournament setting.
Ram pulling off dismount into the tunnel.
Yeah, you can see the majority of the lead that DA has been from using more of the heat in sections where it's necessary to do so. It's not necessarily been from that significantly different. There's certainly some differences where the DA is doing better lines, but it is not the majority of his current.
Agreed. It's about a second and a half lead.
Ooh.
Oh, but that lead is about to
into that
vanish.
corner. Yeah, it is.
RamOfPluto
Eviscerated.
RamOfPluto taking the lead on the launch ramps, heading back to start finish with DA in hot pursuit on the boost.
It'd be interesting to see if Ram can maintain this lead, because he's already losing bits of it.
Bits of it? I think it's just about gone. Yeah, Droopy just about to take the lead back, heading towards the main refinery platform.
Still got a little bit. It's this ending section that's going to make the difference. Ooh.
Oh, it's close, Ram.
That was
Flirting
terrifying.
with disaster there. Ram and the lead going to the cage.
Yeah, still playing with like 3/4 of a second or so. I don't think that DA is going to make it back, honestly. I think this is Rams. Yeah, and look at that. That's going to seal it.
A last-minute crash giving RamOfPluto the point.
Incredible.
Closing with a 229.367 or 387 to a 232.439. The broom's going back in the closet right off the bat. No sweeps.
Oh, I don't think anybody was thinking there was going to be a broom out today. Although maybe you could have said that about some of the previous matches that we've had this year already.
I'm still stumped that Nate Man pulled off a sweep. That was not what I would have envisioned in any outcome.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about what I would have expected from that match. I definitely thought that Nate Man was the favorite on paper, but he played way more consistent than most people would have predicted.
Most, I would say everyone. As for the band phase, we have 10 bands of Odie Mandrell from DA and the Centrum from RamOfPluto. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Ooh, there you go. That's what I like to see. Grabvine Gateway, the best track in the game, is what DA has selected. With no bullseye band, so we should see a bullseye mirror.
Turns, twists, traps, and plenty of deaths abound. This is not an easy board.
I'm waiting for the day that I'm allowed to pick it again.
Oh, that's going to be a bloodbath. A one-sided bloodbath.
And it probably won't happen. I gotta wait for somebody like Hellfire, but Hellfire doesn't want to do tournament.
Yeah, but you can dream, though.
I can dream. Yeah.
Maybe someone out of nowhere has been hiding a time that knocks yours out of the water just for this moment.
Nah. I could believe that on some tracks. I wouldn't believe that on Grapevine.
Look, somebody's got to keep you on your toes.
Tell that to everybody else, man.
I would, but you always keep telling me not to have faith because it just doesn't work.
No, I didn't say that.
How many times
I'm
have you shut it down?
I'm just realistic, man. That's all. There's good and bad times for it. It looked like Droopy's sitting with a 426 in his TGFT file. I'm not sure what his actual PB is, but RAM with a 534. So this is a very one-sided pick, like incredibly one-sided.
Either way, the times are probably better than mine.
Realistically, you're gonna need to see probably like 10 deaths from Droopy and 0 deaths from Ram to make up a gap like that at minimum.
Unless he's been practicing. Some people keep
Well,
it quiet.
yeah, I don't think Ram resets his TGFD file. Unless he just hasn't played the track since then, which is also possible. So we'll see. We'll see.
Countdown closing in about 20 seconds. Right now, it looks like DA's racking up the deaths in practice.
Yeah, Ram's playing it pretty safe here, which is what he's gonna need to do. He needs to play it safe. Oh, that's not the way to
You
do
were
that,
saying?
Turn. That is not the way to do that. If anything, that way makes it more difficult.
Yeah, for the gutsy among us, there is a way to take that turn where you actually thread the needle through that pillar and save about a second at a time, which does make the difference.
I would say it's probably more than a second.
I think no, I asked you about something else. That was my mistake. I asked you about the second and third lap shortcut that opens up from the thunderstorm.
Yeah, that's something like a second. I don't know the exact number, but it's not like 5.
Because I know my personal best time with Bullseye on Grapevine is, I believe, a 4:33 something, which.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the best console time is still, I believe, my 4:14. I think it's a 14.
And that was a switch time?
Yeah. And realistically speaking, I know that a 4:12 is within reach, but I just don't want to grind for it.
Yeah, holding a sub 4 in the PC is enough, is it not?
No, it's not.
It's never enough for you, is it?
That's always the problem, isn't it? Right, let's see.
For you specifically.
Well, I would hope other people have the same problem.
Oh, unfortunately, not many people want to put themselves through the torture test on their thumbs that is this course. Speaking of which, we are off with DA heading toward the stone walkway and RamOfPluto in pursuit. DA on the boost. You can hold this boost for a long time.
I don't think my seat. I did not go through. What is your problem?
Oh, not quite. Ram hitting the side of the wall and being unable to turn for a crash.
Okay, there we go. Now we're looking good.
Droopy's out of cheese roll, but he's not out unscathed. He takes a death on the statue pillars.
I suspect that this will be a recurring theme throughout this track. I'm not even gonna try to count the deaths. I'll leave that to somebody else.
I will try and be radiant on the case. We've got one apiece. With both runners in the jungles. Ram's Engine 1 taking a beating as DA makes it to the blood swamps.
We got a pause going on DA's end. Hopefully his stream's okay. We'll blame the French internet.
Yikes. Oh, how did he survive that one? Ram taking an absolute beating in the blood swamps.
And he has finished splicing, and he's back.
Oh!
We'll never know what sort of deaths he spliced out.
That doesn't look like any. With a lap time like that, it doesn't look like any further. But Ram holding 2, make that 3. DA back on the stone walkway. Ram taking a few more bumps on the way back towards start finish.
Yeah, not quite on the pace that he needs
Oh,
to be on to have a chance, even with Droopy dying a lot. So
yeah,
I
but you
think
got to
this
finish it
is
out.
pretty much sealed up already, other than the fact that they both need to complete the race.
5 deaths for Ram now. Ugh.
Hmm.
With Droopy, I think still holding at 1 or 2.
Well,
Well,
now
we're
it's
gonna
two.
add 1 to that counter. Now it's 2.
That's a
Ram on
very
the stone
deceptive
walkway.
turn.
I just hate how the jungle, the hitboxes of the walls in the jungle are so dang gargantuan.
You know,
RamOfPluto
they're really
ignoring the
not.
cheese
They're
world shortcut
just.
and taking death number 6.
I would probably say it's fine to ignore the shortcut like that if you're gonna make use of the fact that you're alive. And
I went for it in my best run. I managed to get it all the time, but not as flawlessly as I would have liked because I was usually heavy on the brake. Droopy lighting up going towards start finish line.
definitely got to be pretty heavy on it on laps 2 and 3, but yeah, lap one don't really need it. 133 lap two, a little bit faster than his lap one time. Ooh,
Another death from Droopy that makes 3.
kind of a random spot to die on. Interesting. That's just the consequences of our glass bones friend Bullseye, I suppose. He turns on a dime, but sometimes he turns on the dime into the wall. So
And has a pod that is more brittle than freaking mud in the sun.
yeah, the only thing that dies easier than Bullseye is Slide.
And those deaths are quick.
Yeah, they are.
Droopy out of Cheese World heading towards the jungle. Ram taking a heavy scrape on the wall into the warning zone.
Woo! Another
Droopy with
death
death
for
number 4
Droopy.
in the jungle. Current total is 4 to 6.
Ram trying to keep Bullseye alive here. It's not gonna be enough. Ooh, that was a
Make
weird
that 5 to
death.
6.
Now, fortunately for Droopy, whether he know
Make
six
that
to
6 to
six,
6.
whether he knows
Woo!
it or not, he does not need to
6 to
care
7.
about these
Oh my
deaths.
goodness. Ram still navigating through Cheese World. 2 more turns in and he'll be out of it. And 6 to 8. Does not even
Droopy
make it out of
finishes
the
it up
statue.
with a 450.08.
RamOfPluto into the jungle now. Scrapes heading toward the figure 8. He's on the boost through the start of it. And 1 more trip through the blood swamps. He has hit that same tree all 3 laps, and none of them have claimed him. I am in
Ah,
awe. Every
sometimes
single one of
it's
those
just the
trees on
power.
Xbox would kill me. Every single one of them. With extreme prejudice.
To be fair, they
Oh!
do usually kill you. I don't know. Sometimes you just get a
Six,
little lucky.
6 crashes to 9. I'm not making the joke.
We'll leave that for somebody else.
Amen to that. Oh, let's not make it. Let's not make it 10. And that's a wrap.
That's a
I
little
believe he
bit
closes
over
with,
a minute faster for Droopy.
uh, and I believe Ram closes with 1 less crash than his previous time. Yes, it was Droop that picked Grabvine Gateway. Grabvine Gateway with no bullseye ban.
Yes, it was quite a good pick. Very understanding of his opponent.
Moving on to the ban phase for race number 4. RamOfPluto knocking Ben Quadaneros out of the race. As opposed to Ben's engines knocking him out of it.
Hmm. Aquilar's classic ban from DA. I normally don't like that type of a ban from the quote-unquote better player, but in this case, I think it's okay.
And we're staying
And
on Barunda.
Ram taking us to Baru Coast of all things.
Baru Coast, the tournament record here, still belonging to Ace with a 351.636.
I was scammed out of tournament record on this track. I got
That's a
picked
rare.
in
That's a rare
2020,
call from you.
2022 Grand Finals. Goofbrush. Picks Baru Coast skips when MFGs were still allowed. Fails the MFG. I get a what would have been tournament record with a death, but it was a skips pick, so it doesn't count as a full track tournament record.
Oh, so it is quite literally a technicality. Ouch.
Yep. Because I
That
didn't do the
actually plays.
MFG. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So with Ben banned, you either are going to see Mars or Bullseye, depending on player preference. Ram doing Bullseye. I think that's quite the smart pick for this.
Harold in chat showing his enthusiasm for MFGs, the maximum fun glitch.
Ah, Harold. Harold. And it looks like we're getting a Bullseye mirror. I think that's the correct decision for both these players.
Oh, not being on the boost is not the correct decision in practice there.
Certainly not going to give you what you want.
Harold addressing you. What? You know I like them.
I am well aware of that, Harold. I will let you think what you want to think about them, and I will just shake my head silently in the background.
Tacitly judging.
I really don't know at this skill level if I would support going for the jump with any pod other than Ben or Mars. It's kind of just not worth it.
I feel like Bullseye can make the jump.
Well, he can. There's no problem with it, but it's more difficult to do than with somebody like Ben. Especially when you have like PC nose up. It's not very simple. It'd be, especially if you're inconsistent on the turn, just better to not do it.
Fair enough. I feel like the downhill is pretty rough as well with that sharp turn going down on, I believe it's faster terrain?
It's not fast terrain, it's just you have gravity, right? Like you're just faster because so really all you do is you just jump over that instead.
And gravity is one of your opponents in every single pod race, unfortunately.
Ram showing that he can make it.
There we go.
That's at least good. You would hope that he practiced somewhat for this pick since he did pick it.
He didn't practice lighting up that engine. We are waiting on the restart.
I don't fully support this pick just on paper, but we will see if it pays out.
Galen chat, Bullseye Sag.
What did you expect, huh?
You bring up a good point. I don't know what I expected. And Ram is off, and DA is off.
Gale is a permanent advocate for people not assuming you can't do something. You know what? I can get behind that. Did I oversee?
Oh, Ram off the boost on that jump. He makes a choice to go back on the downhill. And Droopy making it to the beach just before Ram. Taking that scenic view, people. And don't wake the statue. It's sleeping. And we're into the tree section, the deceptively deadly tree section. Hitting these walls at just the wrong angle is a very quick death.
Oh man, both of our players taking deaths roughly the same, but slightly different spots.
Different, but similar.
So one thing that you can see here is that DA is much more comfortable holding boosts around corners, and I think that's a theme throughout this entire match thus far. And that's really been the major difference maker between these two. Ram just kind of lacking confidence in holding boosts. But
Only hasn't paid off. Oh, there's a death from Droopy.
Ram is really kind of hoping for a lack of comfort and therefore mistakes out of DA here.
And at
Which
the moment
so far it's
yeah,
working.
slightly paying off. Ram holding a 1 or 2 second lead going toward the wall jump.
Hopefully able to get it this time, and
Let's
is
go.
able to do it. DA also
Unfortunately for him, DA in hot pursuit, moving towards the beachhead.
about 1.5 seconds or so separate our players.
Unfortunately, that gap is
That
shortening with a long
engine
engine
fire.
fire.
Oh man. Oh,
No!
that's
What
awful.
is that RNG? You would
Yeah,
not give him
that's
the right
really
roll.
unfortunate. And just
Yeah.
like that, entire lead is gone and is in fact behind DA.
One of the few advantages of being at a higher frame rate, you get more rolls of the dice on that engine require being put out.
Certainly, and it makes an exponential difference. Like it's not like a linear change; it's massive.
There are so many times when I'm playing on Xbox where I'll hit the repair button for about maybe a handful of frames, no more than 5, and I get an instant repair right off the rip.
Yeah, I tend to go for instant repairs and not holding down the repair button by just hoping that I get lucky by holding it down for a few frames at a time and not spamming.
No
That
argument
goes for
there.
PC too, but especially in like
Ran
an
with a couple
IL
of bumps.
setting, there's just no reason to hold it because you're gonna reset it and you have to do that.
Ran with a couple of bumps out of start finish. DA making the wall jump.
Yeah,
Very far
that's
ahead now, thanks to that engine fire really rattling him.
ooh, that red engine making Ram take the long route, which maybe saved his life. You never know.
A few more scrapes heading toward the beachhead. Droopy about to clear the beachhead.
Catching fire, but gets a quick repair, unlike Ram. Sometimes Nugtosh is not in your favor. Ooh, DA taking a death, giving a little bit of opportunity for Ram to play catch up. Not sure how much of a difference it's really going to make here,
I don't
though.
know,
Might be
with
a bit
Droopy
too
already on the
little
rock
too
wall
late.
path.
There's a few things that can still claim his life, but they can also claim Ram's life. So. Ooh, another red engine.
Rams engine 2 in the red. Rams engine 1 getting close to it. DA through the pillar tunnel, heading toward the final turn toward start finish. One more
And it
straight.
is DA.
DA stealing one of Ram's picks.
That's going to put Ram into a significantly worse corner than would otherwise been in.
Mikey with the historic update. The only other competitive engine fire was King Bean Dip on Inferno in what is believed to be 2020. I was not around playing this game in the tournament scene for 2020, so I am unfortunately would not know.
That makes two of us. That makes two of us.
Which by the numbers means you must have jumped in 2021.
I joined the server in September of 2020, and so I didn't catch that tournament, but competed in 2021. Of course, Mike decided he wanted to sit out that year and the year after. SMH.
We can always hold scrimmages. I'm pretty sure Speed Gaming will let us hold a good scrimmage if the match is right. Mikey with the
We can
wink.
still.
Mikey, he's winking at you.
He's just making his funny faces. All right, so we got Gasgano Band and MGS Band.
A Gasgano band? That feels like a bit of a throwaway.
Certainly would say so, and it was. We got Ando Prime Centrum coming on deck.
Going to the Centrum, the most oddball of all the Ondo Prime tracks, because everything you saw before with Betos, with Howler, with AMR, it's gone. You're going straight into the city.
Yeah, it's interesting. I enjoy it very much aesthetically, but as I have grown to play the game, I like the track itself less and less. It's okay.
Hitting the game Draco stage of just not liking a track. Yikes.
Now, I never said that.
It certainly sounded like you're getting close. You're getting close.
No, no. Draco makes it sound like he quite literally doesn't like a single track in the game.
I know he does. I know he does somewhere down the line, but he just won't admit it. Again, you know me and my blind faith, Dom. Someone has to keep it.
Yeah. And that somebody is not me.
I was gonna say it's not gonna be you, so it might as well be me. No offense. You have faith in skills and numbers. I have faith in stuff.
I try my hardest not to have, not to base anything off of, you know, the insubstantial, the things lacking substance. Doesn't always work, you know. I'm a human being.
For players seeing the
Alright.
practice runs, you're noticing that RamOfPluto is able to literally fly through some portions of the city because a lot of the geometry above the ground is empty. There's literally nothing there.
Yeah, they just decided that they didn't want to add walls there for some reason. I'm not sure how they didn't discover that in their tests. I mean, like, how do you not accidentally fight through that if even if you're just casually playing through that route? I guess just by saying, "Oh, I better avoid that," instinctually.
I do remember someone in one of the channels in the Discord had called the invitational circuit the experimentational circuit, and I guess with this experiment, they just didn't finish it.
That's how I feel about Inferno. I don't think they knew what they were doing on Inferno.
I don't think they finished what they were doing on Inferno with those stupid rocks being able to kill you from several yards away.
All right,
Inferno still dices me. Oh, we're
this
on
is
live.
this is another questionable pick, if you ask me. I think Ram probably has practiced this, but you gotta give yourself something that you generally like have as close to an advantage on as possible, and I don't think this is really the track. We'll see. I could always be wrong. I've been wrong many times before. All right, we
Did
should
notice
see
there
them
was
both restart here soon.
I did notice you one trick you suggested to me that I noticed in practice from Ram, where you land after exiting the off ramp, that will influence your speed drop. If you land on the side of that portion, you won't take as much of a speed drop. But if you land in the center, there's a good chance you drop about 100 speed units.
Yeah, there's two components to it. There's the off-road component where you actually still will get affected by the off-road when you land after you've flown over it. And then there's also that little hill on the ground, so you kind of want to dodge both. Typically, I just tell people to hold nose up until they run out of heat, pretty much. Or they just are about to land. Either way. Oh, I completely forgot to do the sync. My bad.
Ram on the jump, moving toward the right side for the city. Oh boy.
Oh. Unfortunate death there.
Not the direction I would have taken.
Not the direction you want to take. That's certainly the case.
Hey, that means I'm doing something right for a change. Interesting that Droopy chose to start with the left side path going up the hill. Unfortunately, that death definitely costing Ram there.
Yeah, it's a pretty major difference here.
And
ooh,
oh boy,
taking
it just got a little bit worse.
Does get forced onto the faster path.
Got pinched a little bit by the side of that ice cavern, heading in towards the S curve, taking a bump there and heavy on the brakes.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen Ram make use of slide in the way that I would like. So that might be something that he will learn to work on before maybe competing again next year. We shall see.
It is an essential skill. It is a very essential skill.
Yeah, he is using the button, but
Oh,
not quite how you want to. Now that was simply not turning enough on its own. I think Ram let go of the left turn key on his keyboard and
oh,
decided to fly into a wall. Druby
DA
also
get
decided
back to the
not
central
to
arena.
fly into a wall. That turn is actually pretty difficult. If you hold slide for too long, then you'll get launched into the air like that. You kind of have to release slide slightly earlier than you want to.
DA a little bit dicey heading back in toward the centrum, about to hit the off ramp.
Yeah,
RamOfPluto just now taking the ramp up.
there's pretty there's nothing left here to stop Droopy. And that's a 242 with a death on that lap 3. Certainly a very
Oh,
respectable run to put up.
that
And
right
if
side
Ram
option.
had kept it clean, it probably would have been around the same pace Ram was driving on in practice. But
That right
unfortunately,
side heading toward the ramp.
just unfortunately was unable to keep things together.
And that is match. That will be match points for Droopy. Ram is backed against the wall.
Yeah, we got one at minimum, but possibly only one total race left.
Ram in the
Oh,
chat. Why I've been playing with R600 this whole time? Oh boy.
so Ram playing on the incorrect traction part relative to what he wanted to be using, certainly unfortunate.
R600 definitely making the game a lot harder in many circumstances.
Harold, it's somewhere around there. It's hard to say exactly, but somewhere around 238 pace.
Me on Xbox, I don't dare play at R600. Sometimes I'll even go into Uvo courses off R600.
You
If
should.
it's not execution, if it's not executioner, I'm not on R600.
What about BTC? What do you do there?
Uh, struggle.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't have an answer, so I kind of had to come up with one on the spot. Kind of got me dead to rights there, boss.
Should do some legacy strats there. So we got Bull's Roar temp band from Ram with what will definitely be his last pick of this match, regardless of the outcome of the next race.
Serenaded by the lovely voice of Watto in the shop.
What a man! What a manly man! What a man's man!
The manliest Toydarian man. Ooh. DA banning Mongaza Speedway. And what will be. Oh my goodness.
The permabans were Doug Derby plus all of Uvo 4.
And the track
And
selection for race number 6 is going to be Abyss Skips.
oh no, we can't use bulls. Whatever will we do? No.
The tournament record being held by Goofbrush with a 20.027 second run.
Yeah, Goofbrush is pretty far and away the best at Abyss Skips. Not just in terms of his record, but also in terms of his consistency with his times in general.
Ram in the chat. Only one way to finish this.
Bold of you to say it's a finish already.
Well, if it's a finish, that means Ram's done.
Well, we shall see.
Nacho Brado. Blink and you miss it. Very much so.
The
You take
classic
one break.
phrase.
You take one break. You go get some chips or something to drink. Oh, the track's over.
It's all over. All right,
Unfortunately, I don't have anything to drink or chips in the house right now. I have a jug of water next to me. Speaking of which, let's drink.
Stay hydrated, folks.
Hydrate. Harold, it's crisps, not chips.
Some
Wow.
of us live in freedom units, okay?
In freedom units.
Next, you're gonna tell me it's not French fries, it's chips.
Ram demonstrating knowledge of the skip.
Relatively slow pace here, unfortunately.
True as that is, it is clean.
Ooh.
Or not.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, when you launch off that ramp, you're gonna want to notch a little bit to the left so you can actually pass the marker on the penalty lap.
Yeah, you want to go in front of the finish line before you get over top of the penalty track.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, because what you want is you want your lap to be in the first 10% of the track before you go over that. Otherwise, the game thinks you've gone backwards.
I'm actually unfortunately admitting this. I think my best time with Abyss skips that isn't one, because sometimes I struggle with getting up the ramp on console. I think my best time was actually Anakin, and that's hard to admit.
I don't even know what my second best time is anymore. I haven't cared enough to do it in so long.
I know you're capable of it. It's just a matter of wanting to keep grinding a skip.
I don't have problems with skips. I have problems with Abyss skips.
Just Abyss in particular? All right.
I mean, there's other ones, of course, too, but like skips in general. That's why, even though people think of Goof as the skips master, I have a better average rank on skips than he does. Quite interesting.
You're gonna get the lap as he transitions over the air.
Yeah, the way Ram's doing this is it's quite questionable and a bit concerning, honestly.
Mikey, I don't have a problem with skips. I have a problem with people who pick skips.
That's the attitude, Mike. If we have a match, let's keep it full track bend. Come on, man. Let's keep it meta.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. The only one who can actually get the bumpies breakers skip is Ben, I think?
No.
I'm not sure.
Every single pod in the game can do the current version of the skip.
Really? I guess I just haven't tried it yet.
I have a video on my alternate YouTube channel that actually displays every single pod doing it.
Huh.
It's quite the fun video. Oh. And I'm not going to bother syncing this one because it's just so short, but Droopy already taken a death here. But in that time, Ram managed to get up and gets a lap. They both got a lap. Droopy dying again. I'm hoping that Ram's able to take a second point here. Oh! Death from both of them.
Oh! The ramp taking blood.
Yeah. Oh! And Droopy's lap does not count. I didn't catch him doing it wrong, but I feel like they did. Ram coming in. Gets his lap time to count. It's got to make it back onto the wall here. Droopy getting a lap. They're right next to each other in terms of pace here.
Come on, Ram. Position it right.
Oh, I think Droopy's got it. Just barely. Yeah. Aw, man. Let's see here. 2/10 of a second difference. Wow.
No.
That's incredible.
Uh,
It was a good pick, but just not quite enough at the end.
nail
So
biter.
that is the match going in Droopy's favor here.
Oh man, 2/10 of a second separating it. Damn.
Yeah, it was right there. Pretty incredible stuff, but an honorable performance, certainly.
An honorable performance, and that is the match.
And we have DA Racer with us in here. Welcome and GG on the win.
Thanks a lot, guys. Hello, everybody.
And we also
For a
have
second, I
Ram
couldn't
in
believe
here
it.
with us.
Woohoo!
Welcome, welcome. That was an exciting last race to watch there. Only 2/10 of a difference between the two of you. On such an incredibly volatile skip from what you guys were doing, at least.
Oh man, I can't believe what 2/10. Man, this must have been one of the most jankiest races of all time. Shit, I freaking didn't remember the skip.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to rewatch that one. It took me a bit to set that one up when we actually started.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Droopy, you looked pretty lost there on some of those turns, and Ram, you just looked like you had some consistency issues getting off of the wall there.
Yeah, and then it blew up on laps too. I've never seen that happen until today in warm up.
Yeah, that
Crashing on
one's
the
it's an
actual
annoying
tip of the
one.
ramp.
Yeah, it's an annoying.
I've never seen that one either.
It happens to
On my
me
part-
way too often.
So right
On
off
my
the
part,
bat,
I was,
I do have one question for the both of you. The very first track, was there an agreement to always hop the statue?
Yes, there
Yup.
was.
Oh, lovely.
Hey. The thing is, on my 2 jumps, I straight up ended face first into the arch.
You sure did.
As always, this trick is pretty much RNG. It's been
Nothing like-
months that I'm trying to PB doing that trick. PBing over a 242, I believe. It was my last time, yeah. But impossible.
Nothing like a pod racer trying to pull off monster truck freestyle tricks.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about your tournament run, Ram?
Oh, I loved it. This was so much fun. I didn't get as much practice as I was hoping, but I think we all can say that.
We still
That is
stole
usually the response.
We still stole the track favorite run on Death Rows. Nothing wrong
Yeah,
with that.
still got that one, and
Straight away. Man, good pick. Good pick.
yeah, I thought it was
At the end of-
interesting that you
Yeah,
I thought it was
sorry.
interesting. You took me to GVG, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't think I've practiced since like 2
Yeah.
months."
Seeing that
But
pick, I
then
was
my
like,
immediate
oh,
next
that's a...
pick I was planning was Burger Coast.
Well, in the wake of the moment, feeling the pressure over me, I was like, okay, he took one off me. Well, let's put the pressure on. That's what they do in tournaments. And last year, I was the new guy, lost my 2 matches, the pressure was on me. Against Nacho, I was wise to ban GVG and FMR, because he could have taken me there and destroyed me even faster than he did. So
You know it's rough when you say someone destroys someone fast on FMR.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that was quite an entertaining match to watch and commentate. I'm happy
Definitely.
that you enjoyed competing in this year's tournament. I do hope that we will see you again next year, Ram. hopefully even in the in-between time in the off-season.
I'm hoping for it.
No better time to practice in the off season.
Mm-hmm. It's also when nobody plays the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'll be playing this game.
Some
I might
don't
have to
play
play
the
this game.
some don't play the game. We do play the game because we want to come back like every next year a bit stronger than we were the previous one. And so far, well, I'm happy being there too. So
yeah.
I can see some results. Maybe my
Forward.
pod racing isn't clean yet. I'm not Mikey, I'm not Metallica. Let's face it, but I'm on my way.
Forward and
Although-
upward trajectory. Forward and upward trajectory.
So, based off the results of this match, your next opponent will be Knock, Drippy.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then the winner of you two will face Dwight Guy, which you already have lost to earlier in this tournament.
It could be. If I won against Snuck, it could be Dway versus DA Racer round 2 and an absolute slobber knocker. But let's face it. Let's face it
Yeah.
for a second, guys. Knock is probably going to knock my ass out the tournament.
You two should be a pretty fun match to watch. That's for sure.
But before you can think about revenge, you got one last hurdle to hop.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm not like I'm just foreseeing things that are on various timelines. I know that against Knock, this time is gonna be an even bigger challenge. I don't think I'm ready yet, but I know what I have to do.
Visualize the
Practicing.
goal, practice, and make it clean.
Yeah. Practicing, which obviously Pluto did, given the performance he gave us today. That was awesome, man. You just arrived. You entered the tournament like, okay, let's do this. Let's hop into the challenge. And here you are. You enjoyed your time here in tournament this year. And against me, yeah, that one you took off me, it's incredible.
Yeah, thank you. I received that. It's been a lot of fun. I'll definitely be back next year if I can.
Yeah.
Certainly hope that we will see you. Let's see here. So, after this match, the next one we have scheduled is on Wednesday, and that is quite possibly one of the most exciting matches that we've had scheduled so far in the legendary Mikey Burger versus the now second best full track player in the world, Homura Akemi. That's
With a
really one for the ages.
absolutely meteoric rise up the ranks.
Yes.
Yeah. Homura, he's somebody that's not to be trifled with. I feel this guy is going at some point to, I don't know, I feel he can be the next top guy. No offense, Dom, but
There's the next top guy after me? What?
I don't know.
What kind of timeline you talking about?
I don't know.
Dom's
I
not
can
worried.
smell it.
Dom can't afford to be worried.
I can smell what the hums is cooking.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's going to be a truly exciting match. I mean, Mikey Burger, obviously a legend of the game. He's got a tournament win under his belt from last year. That's for the whole tournament. He was the world #1 player for 9 years consecutively. And he's just one of the most consistent players too. He's played this game for 16 years now, although he didn't play all of those years. And
Consistent and just plain.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that he has going against him is his consistency comes at the cost of some time save that Homura is going to take full advantage of. So it will be interesting to see how that plays out. If Homura plays consistently, oh boy. Oh, that'll be one
man.
match. Hopefully it goes the full distance. That's what I want. Bring me full joy to commentate that. It'll be myself and another legend of the game, Game Draco, on commentary for that one. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it.
Must see pod racing for sure.
Absolutely.
Iconic
Of course I
duo
work that day.
racing. Iconic duo racing and iconic duo on commentary.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure doing commentary with Draco. And of course,
Agreed.
It's an honor to just be able to do these types of things every year. And that's, of course, big shout outs to SpeedGaming for, letting us host these tournaments on their channel. It's great working with them. They do a fantastic job overall, and really just allows us to reach audiences that we wouldn't otherwise be able to reach. And for that, I will always be appreciative. As well as them, I'd just like to give a shout out to, obviously, our runners today, Radiant for joining me on commentary, and all you beautiful people who were up either early in the morning if you're over here in the States, or possibly just during your day in other places. But it's been a good time. Thank you guys for everything, and I hope to see you on Wednesday.
Definitely a hell of a way to start the morning.
Absolutely. All right. May the force be with you.
Good day, everybody.
On my side, I'm gonna thank SpeedGaming for giving us an arena in which we can square off and cheer. I want to thank you, Pluto, and the audience, all commentators, the whole racer community. Peace, guys. Love you all. See you soon.
Thank you too.